Hey, it's Coach with Tactical Hyve, and we're out on the range today. We're gonna check out some ballistic effects on target with a nod to Paul Harrell with his meat target. And we got our watermelon lung tissue, but I need the meat. So when I need meat, I go to my meat guy. Ryan, meet those needs. Did you just slam your meat on the table? All right, this is Ryan. He's a friend of the channel. He's gonna help me build the meat target. Okay, so we got ribs on the front. We got the rigger's tape. Let's go make sure they're facing the right direction. All right. So the reason we're building this meat target today is we're gonna test the difference for terminal ballistics between the 9mm and the 10mm. For those of you who haven't, experienced Paul Harrell, I recommend you go visit his channel. But what we're doing here is we're basically putting, I'm made of ribs with some lung tissue and some ribs on the back. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna set up a similar target, okay? And the effect of the bullets do different stuff, right? Hollow point rounds, we want them to unload as much of their energy in the target as possible. Ball rounds have a tendency, we've found, to just punch right through and over penetrate and still have some lethal effect after they leave your intended target. So we're just going to check out the difference. We're gonna build one of these for the 10mm, and then we'll dissect it, see what our terminal ballistics are, and we're gonna set up a witness board behind. So we got the ribs, representing ribs, watermelon lung tissue, and ribs on the back. We'll throw a couple of folds of tarp over the top to simulate close, and then we're gonna set up like a wall, okay, to see how much energy, if anything makes it through this, how much energy does it have left? Will it have enough energy to go through a wall into the next room? And we'll set up witness plates behind that, and we'll stack a bunch of this and see if we can catch any frag that comes through so we can examine it. All right, so let's get this set up and shoot it. Okay, to walk you through our version of the meat target, we've got a couple layers of clothing. We got the ribs, we got the watermelon lung tissue, more ribs on the back, more clothing on the back. And then we've set up a wall, which is 2 pieces of drywall with a little space between them, about, 2 inches of space between there. A little tighter, but whatever, we're good. And then we've got, in the place of the high-tech fleece bullet stop that Paul uses, we've got a couple of tarps and basically a ballistic panel out of an old jacket. Okay, well, we've taped it to the rickety table and we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna be using, for this one, 9mm, we're gonna Speer Gold Dot. It's 115 grains, moving north of 1,200 feet per second. We'll see what happens there, but there's a lot of cops, and agencies tend to use this type of ammo. We can't test it all today, but we're gonna put 2 shots through our target and see what we get. Okay, so here we go. We got 9mm and Speer Gold Dot. Okay. We're about 7 yards. I'm gonna take 2 shots, kind of get one kind of high and one kind of low. I know Paul likes to shoot 4 or 5 times, but we want to kind of see what the wound tracks look like, if possible. All right, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. And we're clear. Got the juice flowing. Okay, so here's our results for the 9mm. First shot, entry wounds right here. Went clean, clear through, and looks like it just dented the wall, and there's the bullet. And it looks like it performed exactly how it was designed. It dumped pretty much all its energy in there, and it didn't have enough energy coming out the back to even get through one layer of drywall, which is good to go there. Okay, and let's see. The second shot, same thing. Looks like he dented. Where'd he go? There's a dent in the drywall, but no penetration. Oh, there it is. Second bullet, exactly the same. Now, look at that, that's really good mushrooming right there. Okay, so there you go. Now let's see what we got here. First shot, looks like it went between the ribs. I'll go ahead and open this up and see what she looks like. So as we peel off this first one, whoa, man, this watermelon is jacked up. Let's go to my lovely assistant here. Hop on in. All right, let's go. Move this to the side. Okay. Now watch your hands here, because let's just see what kind of wound track we got here. Okay, so where it hit, you can tell the top here, it just blew the hell out of those lungs. The bottom one, it's pulverized. Everything that it hit just turned to mush. Damn. And then it penetrated here. Let's see what it did to the ribs. Nice, neat shots right through. Okay, get the bare rib out. Yeah, we can throw that one out on the grill. And it punched right through. Went right between two ribs. I think it broke one below it, just clipped it. The other one made it through, but there you go. There's your other hole there. Okay, so both those made it through. Go back up to the front here. Top one just blasted a big chunk. I mean, this is right where it entered, and it took a big chunk of meat out of there. I mean, my thumb just rolls right in there. That's huge. Okay, and the second shot was lower, right here, and it looks like it hit a rib and just snapped it. It left a big gaping wound right there. Man, shattered that rib right there. Okay. All right, so that's 9 mil. Good effect on target and not too much over penetration. So good job, Spear. Okay, so for the 10 mil, we've got 200 grain SIG V Crown. That's elite performance ammunition, and you've got a 200 grain bullet moving at north of 1,000 feet per second. So we'll see what the difference is now. All right, 10 mil V Crown, SIG Sauer, jacketed hollow point. 3, 2, 1. And we're clear. Okay, so here we are on our target. We got 2 entry wounds here through the clothes. Just pumping. Oh man, it's just mush underneath there. Let's go here. Good solid hit on a rib, and it just shattered it. That's the top one. All right, let's just see what we got here. Okay, so we've just got pulp. This watermelon lung tissue, the whole thing is just evacuated. In fact, look at this. There's like just a big empty, it's a fist size hole right where it just ripped through there. Okay, well, we'll go front to back with this one. So top one, shattered rib. Bottom one, shattered rib as well. Pulp the watermelon lung tissue. Roll it back here. And we've got, there it is. Okay, there's one. And we got one that looks like it penetrated into the first layer of drywall. Oh, nope, it got pulled back. So it punched through, and then the clothing kind of pulled it back out. But this didn't have enough energy after it passed through all this to make it through 2 sets of drywall. So this would have stayed in the room. And honestly, you might have put a ding on your head, but that wasn't going to kill you after it passed through this guy. So the back set of ribs, still hit a rib, just chipped off the edge of it there. And the other one's here, hit the center of the rib and just shattered it, broke it right in half. Okay. The front ones, that's just a big gash right through here. That's your entry, and that's your exit wound. That's ugly. But I'm really impressed with that 10 mil. That 10 mil, honestly, I thought it was gonna over penetrate, but it didn't. It just cleaned out everything inside. Got a little more energy on the backside, but honestly, not that much. Really impressed with the performance of that SIG 10 mil ammo. Yeah, I mean, the lung tissue is just pulp. There's nothing left. All right, so we got some interesting conclusions here. The 9 mil and 10 mil both performed really well. 9 mil, I've seen it done a few times. I was kind of expecting this to perform like it did. The 10 mil, honestly, everybody out here is pretty amazed at the fact that there wasn't more penetration because all that power and the weight of the bullet. So it's a good testimony for SIG. It's a really good bullet design because that dumped all the energy into that lung tissue. I mean, hell, neither of these made it through the first layer of drywall, just barely punched through, and you know, the fabric pulled it back out. So yeah, really good conclusion. Makes me want to look more into 10 mil. The big difference that we saw here, the 9 mil, yeah, it punched through, it broke the ribs, and it left a good pulp trail through the watermelon lung tissue. But if you noticed the 10 mil, it's just obliterated the ribs, left a big gaping hole, and the lung tissue was just, there was a big void, it was empty. It just had pushed everything ever. So it just dumped all of its energy in there, and that would be absolutely devastating to your threat. Now, we've talked a lot about overpenetration on this channel, and the deal is overpenetration only counts if you hit your target, okay? If you miss, if I shot next to that, and it would go right through that drywall into the kids' room, all right? But when you hit your target and all that energy is expended in the target, that's the ideal that we're looking for. So, as always, if you like this content, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment.